Hey, I'm Helen with Floating Yoga School here at Wild Thing Yoga in Bend, Oregon. Got some great yogis with me, Denise, Leanne, Kelsey, and Alex, and they're gonna help me through class today. We've got a 45-minute yin practice with a 15-minute guided meditation for you. So the first 45 minutes, we're gonna be holding poses for a long time, deep stretch, close to the ground, a slower practice, and the last 15 minutes will be a guided relaxation meditation. It's great if you have some blocks at home to have them handy. I like 2 or 3. If not, no big deal. You can practice without blocks, or you can use some block substitutes, a stack of books, some pillows, something to bring the ground a little closer to you. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's get started lying on our backs today. So allow yourself to get really comfortable on your mat in whatever position feels good. So legs might be straight, knees might be bent. Arms can be open or hands can be placed somewhere on your body. Close your eyes. And just give yourself permission to feel here, your body connected to the ground, all points of contact. Notice how you're feeling physically. Notice where your mind is, what you might be thinking about. And you can start to notice your breath. So in our yin practice, we don't necessarily change our breathing patterns or turn on our ujjayi breath that we use in a more rigorous practice like vinyasa, but you certainly can use that breath, especially if it helps you stay present. Otherwise, just notice how your breath comes and goes, how it flows in and out of your body. And this connection to your breath is a really nice way to stay present. So if you find that your mind is wandering, you can always bring your awareness back to your breath. The first pose that we'll take is banana asana. So reach your arms up over your head, get really long, and then start to extend your arms up and over to your right side and your legs over to your right side. So you're making a little half moon shape or banana shape with your body. If you'd like, you can take your right hand, hold onto your left wrist, add a little bit more of a stretch. Yeah, you can always cross your left ankle over your right. Find the shape and then let your body relax into it. So in our yin practice, we're working more into connective tissues. So staying away from a muscular stretch, or moving past a muscular stretch, getting into joints, ligaments, tendons, fascia. And so we hold our poses for a long period of time, anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, to find that release, that lengthening. It's a passive practice. Instead of working to get deeper, you allow your body to settle into the shape, to feel it, and to just be with whatever comes up physically, mentally, and energetically. And because we'll be in each shape for a while, there'll be moments of quiet and stillness. You might find, again, that your mind is wandering. And so this practice can be very meditative and also very challenging. To just notice where your mind goes, to be okay with whatever is coming up, and to stay present in your own experience, remembering that there's no right or wrong, no good or bad. We'll take about 1 more minute here. And then very slowly start to walk yourself to the other side. And if you'd like to take a moment in center to pause and notice how your two sides feel, oftentimes that rebound or release between sides can be nice to get some blood flowing, to just notice what's changed or not in your body. Yeah, and then as you're ready, hands walk up and over to your left, feet over to your left. And again, add any crossing, any extra reaching. Find the shape and allow yourself to settle in. This slower practice is a really nice balance to our super active lives. Many of us, especially those of us in this room, are pretty active. You might practice vinyasa or a more warm style yoga. And this cool or more passive energy creates a nice balance for your body, helps reset your parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest, and lets everything reintegrate, rebuild within your body, within your systems. Let's take a few more rounds of breath. You can always stay a little bit longer if you feel like you need more time in one side. If you feel ready to come back to center, slowly make your way back to that extended Shavasana position or a regular Shavasana, and just kind of notice how your body feels. Start to hug your knees into your chest. Create a little bit of movement, a rock side to side, massage your low back. Extend your arms either out in a T or in a cactus shape and let both knees fall to your right side. And if there's another version of a twist you prefer, you can take what we call twisted root, one leg crossed over the other, sort of like eagle legs in a twist. You can extend one leg straight, or you can always place a block between your knees or underneath your right knee for a little bit more support. Yeah, so find that position. And then again, create a sense of stillness. Allow a feeling of settling into the ground below you. Know that you are supported. And we're always working with a comfortable edge in our yin practice. So if you ever find moments of pain, sharp, shooting, fiery, lightning sensations, back off a little bit. You're finding that edge of comfort and discomfort and sitting with it, working there. But I'd always prefer you be more comfortable than uncomfortable. So adjust as you need. Check in with your mind. If If it's drifting off, come back to your breath. And then gently and mindfully bring yourself back to center. Create any counter movements, knees to chest, a rock side to side. Really, it's whatever your body's asking for. Knock knees like Leanne, little windshield wiper like Denise. And as you feel ready and as it's right for you, take it to the other side. Knees fall gently to your left. Any leg crossing again is great. And you may find that each side feels different, so it calls for a different variation. Most of us are not perfectly symmetrical, totally normal and totally okay to find something different on the second side. As you're working into these poses, you can imagine the fascia or connective tissue in your body like a big spider web. As you start to open up or release some tension in one spot of your body, it extends to other parts. So even if we're working in a twist into low back, side of your hip, side of your body, you might find some release somewhere else in your body as a result of that connective tissue releasing, expanding, lengthening. Just a couple more rounds of breath. If you feel even right and left, come back to center. If not, stay longer. Find your counter movements, whatever your body would like. A moment to check in neutral or to see what's shifted after those two sides of twists. Nice, Alex. And we'll gently find our way up to a seated position. So you can turn to one side, you can rock and roll up, however you would like to get there. In your seat, place the soles of your feet together, knees out wide, so kind of like a cobbler's pose in our regular hatha or vinyasa practice. And then basically we're gonna fold forward over this. So a couple of options. Sometimes people like to slide their arms underneath their knees. Sometimes people like to take a block and place it between their feet and create a little stack up to let their forehead rest. So you've got a couple of blocks here. If at home, if you guys have blocks or pillows, feel free to create a sense of support. Yeah, like Kelsey, a block between your feet, maybe a block to rest your forehead. Instead of working flat back and really folding and pushing and stretching, think of this as a gentle rounding of your spine. Your head can fall down, chin to chest. Your knees gently fall open. You can always place your blocks or pillows underneath the sides of your thighs for support. And know that while we're working towards stillness, it's okay if you need to shift, adjust, or as we stay here longer and longer, if you find that you'd like to go a little bit deeper, feel free to move into that space. Allow your breath to go into places that need a little bit extra release. It might be your neck, upper back, low back, or hips, somewhere else. And imagine with each breath in that you're creating that space, each breath out releasing tension or letting yourself go deeper, even if that's not physical. It might be a mental deepening of presence, awareness. It'll take about 1 more minute. As always, stay longer if you'd like some more time. If that felt like enough, carefully press yourself back up. And give yourself a counter stretch, a counter movement, a rebound. I like hands behind my back to lift open chest. You could place your feet on the mat, windshield wiper your knees, or even take a reverse tabletop. Sweet. Extend your right leg out to the side. We'll keep your left knee bent for like a Janu Shirshasana or head to knee shape. So any angle of your legs is great. Reach your arms to the sky. And then as you exhale, turn your chest over your extended leg and start to fold forward over your leg. And again, use your blocks. Feel free to bring the ground closer to you. A block for your forehead, a block for your forearms. Let go of the need to take it further, to stretch. Notice if you're holding on muscularly. See if you can soften into your muscles. Find a deepening somewhere else. Oftentimes in a yin practice, you'll hear different names for similar poses. And the reason for this is it's a different sensation when you're in that more passive state. So I like to think of our yang practices or vinyasa, the more flowing active practices, as sunlight, as warmth, as growing, active, building. And the yin practices or these slower practices is the opposite. So darkness, stillness, calmness, the receiving or feeling practices. Carefully find your way back up. To counter stretch on this side, we'll take a sort of variation of deer pose. So you're going to turn toward your left, bend your right knee behind you. So both knees are bent at sort of an angle, and just fold over your left leg as much as feels comfortable. So finding a stretch in the opposite direction. Your chest can be more upright, nice, or you might fall a little bit more forward. And you won't hold this counter stretch quite as long. Bring yourself back up and make your way to the other side. So this time left leg extends, right knee is bent. Take whatever you'd like in between getting there. So if there's something else your bodies need, a little shake out of your legs, a reset of your seat. Yeah, grab all your props. Extend your arms up to the sky. Turn toward your extended leg and fold over your leg. Find some space, some length. And then that sense of release, relaxation, settling into the shape, into sensation. Got another minute or so. Notice where your mind is. Allow yourself to have your experience, whatever it looks like or feels like. And then if you feel about even, you can make your way into the counter stretch, gently lifting your chest. If you'd like some more time, as always, stay. So this time turn toward your right, bend your left knee behind you, find that zigzag shape with your legs, and start to lean over your right leg. It can be more of a twist, less of a twist, more upright, or more passive. Just a few rounds of breath as you are right here. Slowly bring yourself back up. Take it to a tabletop, hands and knees. And we'll let tabletop be a little bit more active. So it might be cow and cat. Yeah, nice, Kelsey. It might be extending one leg back. Take all the movements your body's asking for, especially as we sit in stillness. Our bodies were designed to move, so they crave the movement. Notice if there are areas of stickiness you can breathe into, move into. And then slowly press back to child's pose. So option is to have your knees wide or closer together. Arms can stretch out in front. You might even rest your forehead on a block. For me, nowadays, that seems to be the most comfortable. And we're going to add a twist. So we'll take a thread the needle in child's pose. If you prefer a thread the needle from your tabletop, you are more than welcome to come back to tabletop and take the thread the needle there. Otherwise, press into your left hand, lift your left elbow off your mat, and take your right arm underneath your left toward the left side. Yeah, so basically threading your right arm left. That might be more clear. Let your head go. It's not necessarily a super deep stretch, but you're still working through your upper back, finding a little bit of twisting sensation, and hopefully some release somewhere. Notice where you're feeling something, physical, mental, what you're feeling. And see if you can acknowledge those feelings without labeling them, without judging them. And then let them go just as your exhale leaves your body. Take 3 more rounds of breath. And thread your right arm. You can bring it back to child's pose, arms extended or hands by your side. Yeah, nice counter stretch, Alex. Beautiful, Denise. And when you're ready to the other side, left arm threads underneath your right. Create a little bit of space there. Find the slight twist and then relax, settle in. I like head turned. You guys all have that. It's however you're comfortable with your neck. These slower practices can often be more challenging than the more physically active practices because there's not much to do. And our bodies and our minds like to work. And if that's the case for you, allow yourself to feel that this may be challenging. Take another 3 or so breaths. And carefully unwind. Take any counter movements. Maybe that's coming back to tabletop, cow-cat. Staying in stillness in a child's pose. Nice, Leanne. And we'll take it to downward dog just briefly. So press 2 hands and knees tabletop, up and back with your hips for a downward facing dog. And if there's movement that your body's asking for here, please take it, pedal out, sway side to side. Let your head and your neck go. And then we'll find pigeon or sleeping swan. So right leg can lift high, draw your shin forward. And place your shin toward the top of your mat. And if you know you've got some knee stuff, you might prefer to take a reclined figure 4 or another hip stretch. Blocks can be really nice underneath your right glute or hip to bring the ground a little bit closer. There's no right or wrong angle for your front leg. And if you'd like to sleep this, sleeping swan, some people call it, you can start to walk your hands forward, relax down toward the ground. Yeah, and because we're so used to making this a little bit more active, see if you can find that sense of release. Awesome. Yeah, is that the right spot? Beautiful. We're working into our hips, low back, the hip joints, outer thigh. You might feel this somewhere else entirely, maybe the front of your left hip flexor or thigh. And that area of our body is really close to our sacral chakra, center of emotions, relationships. So just as you've been practicing, see if you can keep the awareness of what's coming up for you physically, mentally, emotionally. Acknowledge it, accept it, feel it, and either allow yourself to sit with it or allow it to pass. One more minute. And this pose especially is one that you might feel like you want to sit into a little bit longer, so please feel free to stay. Otherwise, gently walk your hands back in, lift your chest. Take it back to down dog, shake out your leg, find counter movements. It could be opening up your hip, rolling your ankle, bending and straightening, or pedaling out. Let some blood flow back into your entire right leg, hip, knee, and ankle joints. And we'll just find the exact same thing on the other side. So left leg lifts and sends shin forward. Find that shape, like a backward 7. And find all your tools to create comfort, avoiding, again, pain, but working into the edge of where you feel something staying upright or melting, sleeping into it. Because each side is different, you might notice something different come up here, physically or mentally. Oftentimes during these practices themselves, we may not feel much of a sense of release. But then later on, tonight, hopefully when you sleep, or later in your day, you might notice a change in your physical body, in your energetic body, a kind of more long-term effect of the releasing that you've been doing. Another 3 to 5 rounds of breath. And as the time feels right in your body, make your way out of this into your counter movements, your rebound, release. From here, we'll lower to our bellies. You can take a shift forward, come all the way down. And then a couple of different options, finding some openness through the front of your chest and shoulders. So either arms out wide in a T with your palms facing down, or you can take more of a cactus setup with your elbows bent, palms facing down as well. And then turn your head to look to your left, so your right cheek is on your mat. However your arms are, bring your left hand just by your chest, roll onto your right hip, and kickstand your left foot behind you. So finding a little prop up with your left foot, beautiful. Yeah, your left hand can stay close to your body, it can come to your low back, could even reach for your left ankle. See if you can create space in the front of your right shoulder, chest. Breathe here. Slowly unwind back to your belly and switch sides. So turn your head to look to your right, left cheek to your mat. Again, arms straight, arms bent, and each side could be different. Right hand comes by your side, roll onto your left hip, kickstand your right foot if that's helpful for the support, and then any variation with your right arm. Nice, Kelsey. We do a lot of work with our shoulders and our hip joints, especially in our yoga practice. So especially like to focus on those areas in some of these more balancing practices. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath. Slowly release, come back to your belly. We're just going to flip to our back, so you guys can keep your heads facing toward the front of the room and just kind of flip over onto your back. And I always like to offer a little bit of time to play, explore before our final meditation, our final shavasana. So if there's other poses your body's asking for, a happy baby, an extension, another twist, a back bend, waterfall. It's okay if you don't know what I'm talking about. Find a little bit of movement. The goal is that in our final pose, and in the last 15 minutes we take in stillness, that you can allow your body that space and time for stillness. So it helps if you get all the wiggles out now. And you have your props. If you'd like to use them to support yourself in your final pose, feel free to find them. I sometimes like to blocks underneath my thighs. Some people like to elevate their feet. Wherever you choose to go, allow yourself a sense of support. The ground below you is supporting you. The community around you is supporting you. And allow your body to become heavy and still. Notice that it's totally okay for thoughts to come up and that they will. And know that you can fall asleep. You might drift in and out of consciousness. You might hear some of what I'm saying and not all of it. There's no right or wrong way to do this, so allow yourself to have your own experience here for these next 15 or so minutes. Try and allow your awareness to travel through your body on a journey of sensation. Feel each part of your body as it's mentioned without moving. See if you can remain still. And welcome each sensation as it comes up without judging it, labeling it, or chasing it. Begin with your mouth. Feel your jaw, your lips, upper and lower lip. Feel where your lips touch. Feel the inside of your mouth, the roof of your mouth, underneath your tongue, your upper teeth and gums, and your lower teeth and gums. Feel your tongue, the tip of your tongue, the center of your tongue, and the root of your tongue. And notice any taste in your mouth. Feel your left inner cheek, your right inner cheek. And And feel all parts of your mouth together as a whole. Feel your nose. Notice your nostrils left and right. Notice your breath as it moves in and out through your nostrils. And follow your navel passages to the back of your head. Become aware of your ears. Notice your right ear, your left ear, and both ears simultaneously. Feel all the wrinkles and folds in your ears, the backs of your ears, your earlobes, and your ear canals. And follow your ear canals into your inner ear. Notice your ears receiving sound, listening. Feel your ears hearing. Feel your eyes, left eye and right eye, and then both eyes together. Notice your eyelids. Feel each eyelash. And notice where your eyelids touch. Become aware of the surface of your eyes, the centers of your eyes, and the backs of your eyes. Feel your eyes as energy, as if they were glowing embers. Bring your awareness to your forehead, the crown of your head, and then your entire head as a whole. Feel your neck, the back, the sides, and your throat. Notice your right palm, your thumb, your index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. Feel your whole hand alive with energy. Feel your right wrist, your forearm, elbow, upper arm, and your shoulder. And then feel your left hand, your left palm, your thumb, your index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. Feel your whole left hand alive with energy. Feel your left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm and your whole shoulder. And then feel both arms and hands together. Become aware of your upper chest, your upper back and shoulder blades. Feel your heart center, and maybe feel your heart beating. Notice your abdomen, your ribs, navel, pelvis, and hips. Feel your right hip, right thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, foot, and toes. And feel your entire right leg. Feel your left hip, your left thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, foot, and toes. And then feel your entire left leg. Feel the back side of your body resting on the earth, all points of contact, where they touch. And bring awareness to your entire back body. Feel it alive with sensation, with vibration. And same with your front body. Feel all points of your front body connected to the air, the space around you. Feel them as sensation, alive with vibration. And then imagine your awareness as flowing liquid, and see if you can pour your awareness into your entire right side. So letting that liquid fill your right side body. And same thing, pour your awareness into your left side, filling your entire left side body. Feel your entire body as a whole. Feel sensation throughout your entire body. Notice your breath again as it moves in and out of your body, how it flows, whether that's through your nose, through your mouth. Gently rock your head right and left. Gently awaken your fingers and your toes. Little movements, little wiggles. Let your movements get bigger. You might roll your ankles, your wrists, even stretch your arms up over your head. And then slowly turn to one side, doesn't matter which. Knees into your chest, find a fetal position. Keep your eyes closed as you press up to a seated position, any seat. You can face any direction, toward me, away from me. Take a moment here to create length through your spine. To do one last check-in, one last observation of thoughts, sensation. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart space, balancing out right and left, and taking a moment to thank yourself for finding the time for you today to be in stillness, to practice awareness. We'll bow our heads together to seal it all in. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, slowly get up, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks.